guys? Alright, today I am 17 weeks pregnant, which is insane. I say that every week, but it is insane. So this past week has actually not been very good, and I'll go into all that in a minute, but we're all good. Everything's okay, so that's good. So I'll start with some symptoms for 17 weeks, and then we'll go into more like of what has happened this past week. Okay, so this week I actually haven't had nausea or morning sickness. The first couple days of 17 weeks, I was still feeling a little off from having the stomach bug, but after that I've been feeling great in the morning sickness department. So I've been super hungry again, which is nice, except I'm eating all the things, and my mom came into town this weekend, and so we made so much good food, and I ate all of it, and it was wonderful. This week I've had some really painful round ligament pain. Really painful. It's like, it almost feels like a Charlie horse in my belly, and it's super bizarre. And it's just, when I'm doing something or quick movements or standing up fast or whatever, and it hurts, doesn't feel good. All right, so one thing that I haven't had this pregnancy that I did with Jonathan, and I definitely had it by this point, I think I actually had it by probably around 10 to 12 weeks with him maybe, but I had pups with him, which if you don't know what that is, it's almost like a rash sort of thing that's on pretty much just your belly. I think it can spread too and go to other places, but it's mostly just concentrated around your core, I think. But I haven't had that this time, and I'm thankful because it was super itchy and uncomfortable with him and not something that I enjoyed having. My hair has been growing so fast, and I know I've mentioned that before, but it's like really obvious, especially on my legs and stuff. Now that it's getting warmer and we can wear shorts and stuff again, it's like, hair, chill. I'm okay with my hair on my head growing that fast, but everything else I'm like, whoa, slow your roll. So this was really cool. I've been feeling movements, which I've told you guys that the past couple bump dates, but I felt like a lot of pressure in one spot. So, I could tell that some part of baby was pushing out on the top. I don't know if they kind of flipped and they were just like all pushed up against the outside of my belly. But, I pulled my shirt up and I actually saw a movement. It was tiny, but it moved like about 1.5 inches across my belly, and it was so cute. So that was the first baby movement that I've actually been able to see on the outside. This past week I also had another really bad migraine, and this is honestly the worst of all the pregnancy symptoms. I can deal with morning sickness even though it's miserable, but having a migraine with a toddler is miserable. It's because, I don't know if you guys have ever had migraines, but it's something that, at least for me, I'm super sensitive to light and sound and smells and all that stuff. And they usually last 24 to 48 hours. I'm sure most of you guys know this. Toddlers are really noisy and demanding of time. And when you have a migraine that you just, all you want to do is lay down and close your eyes and not hear anything, and just be. And you can't do that when you're a mom of a toddler. So that was rough, though. Those things are kicking my butt. Okay, so now as far as what happened this week. On Tuesday, so the day I put up the last bump date, it was actually as that was uploading to the internet, Jonathan and I, he was having a rough day. He was just really grumpy, and I was actually pretty grumpy too. So it was, later in the afternoon, and I'm like, you know what, let's just go to the beach. We'll walk around, it'll make us feel better, whatever. So the way out to Tybee, it's a 2-lane highway, and there's marsh there's river on one side and marsh on the other. So there's not really any place to go. There's a couple passing lanes, but for the most part, it's just 2 lanes, one going one way, one going the other. So anyway, we're heading out there, and there was a pickup truck in front of me that had a big armchair, sort of like a lazy boy type chair, in the bed of the truck. And usually, when there's something like that in front of me, I try to stay back kind of far, and I was. And all of a sudden, it flew out of the bed of the truck, and I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go into the other lane because that was oncoming traffic, and I couldn't go to the side because I would have gone down into the marsh and possibly flipped the car. So I had to just slow down and eventually stop to not hit this chair because I was afraid it was going to go through the windshield. And there was a motorcycle behind me and they weren't able to stop in time. And so they hit the back of my car. And, you know, it was just a really horrible thing because it was just like, it was just a bad situation all around because there was nothing that anybody could really do except the person who had the chair probably could have tied it down. That would have been good. But it just sucked because, you know, I knew there was a motorcycle behind me and I tried to slow down as slowly as I could without slamming into this chair. And, you know, I saw them fly off their bike and, you know, the motorcycle hit us. What happened is the motorcycle driver, there was a man and a woman. He put the bike down at the last second because he knew he wasn't going to be able to stop. So they flew off and the bike hit the car. And so, you know, I was just sitting there freaking out because I thought that they were like dead, which they weren't. And I didn't see them wearing helmets. So that I was just like, oh my gosh, they're dead. They're dead because they hit my car. Oh my gosh. And even though the accident wasn't my fault, it still was just one of those things that just was crappy. And it hit, I mean, we were on a highway, it's 50 or 55 there, so we were going a good speed. And so I ended up getting just a little bit of whiplash. Jonathan was 100% fine because he was in his car seat, he was buckled correctly, and he's still rear facing, so he was totally fine, just a little freaked out. And, you know, they had to take, obviously, the drivers and the motorcycle to the hospital, and then they asked if I wanted to go, and I've had whiplash before, and I could tell that that wasn't severe, and I could feel that the baby moving, and I wasn't having any kind of pain. The airbag didn't come out and hit my belly didn't hit the steering wheel, you know, the seatbelt didn't hurt my belly, so I figured I was okay. So I wanted to get Jonathan home first, and then I called my doctor, and they said they did want me to go to the hospital. So the neighbor came over to watch Jonathan while I went to the hospital because James was gone training. So, you know, and everything was totally fine. There's not even anything they can really do when you have whiplash when you're pregnant. They're like, do you want Tylenol? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. It's good. It's whatever. And then they just used the Doppler really because I wasn't having any bleeding, cramping, pain at all in my abdomen. Baby was moving, stuff like that. So they used the Doppler. Baby's heart sounded good. And so like 4 hours later, I gotta go home. And so this past week, I've just been dealing with, you know, all the stuff that comes with being in an accident, like all the insurance crap and stuff with his car seat and trying to get my car fixed because it's jacked up and just stuff like that. So it's been a long week and it's been a very trying week. And I feel like, you know, on top of the accident, so many things have gone wrong with this week. And these are all just like, the rest of the stuff is all little things. And I'm not trying to complain because I'm thankful and grateful that it wasn't worse versus the accident wasn't. And I know that we're really blessed and all that. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't a trying week because like that and then every little thing that just kept happening and I'm just over here like, oh my gosh, I need a break. I need help, you know, and it was just me here and Jonathan. And then my mom did come into town and was here for 2 days, which was so nice. I needed her to be here. I needed my mom. So that was nice. I actually was able to get some stuff done. And then James got to be home for a whole 8 hours before leaving again. But he was able to fix our washer that broke, that's 2 months old, but he fixed it. So now we have a washer again. Guys, it's kind of been an interesting week, but it's okay. We're good and healthy, and I'm thankful for that. Okay, now more exciting things, because that was a really long story about the car accident. But I made my first baby purchase the other day. I was getting clothes for Jonathan, and I just couldn't resist. It's a little newborn sleeper, and it has a little monkey on the butt. So this is the first thing I bought for this baby. So that was really exciting. And then another kind of exciting thing is I actually have pretty much moved on to maternity pants, even though I pretty much only wear yoga pants anyway, but fine. I had to get some shorts and stuff, so I have some maternity shorts now, and I forgot how completely amazing maternity pants are. So that's been really good. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for 17 weeks. Now let me go ahead and show you my belly. Alright guys, well that's it for 17 weeks. I hope you're doing great. I'm thinking about you, I'm praying for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.